I felt very fortunate where I have a group of friends to talk with this about. And one was pro-abortion, one was against did I say that right? Pro-abortion and then against abortion. And then we had a couple different people on. Am I saying this right?
Took me a solid 5 seconds. Like, which one? Okay, you got them right. Yeah.
And then you had a couple friends who were the outliers. And it was a really cool thing to experience where you do get heated because you're passionate about one side or the other.
Yeah.
And to be able to experience that in a way where everybody's coming to the conversation with compassion and loving kindness of, this is why I believe XYZ. I'm going to just lay it out for you so you can understand where I'm coming from, but I'm not going to say it in an aggressive way. I'm not going to say it in a belittling way. I'm not going to try to force you to change your beliefs. These are just my beliefs right here. And then you invite that other person to share theirs, and then it becomes a conversation, and it can continue being a conversation. And it was just a really fascinating thing to be a part of, and I felt really blessed to be a part of that whole entire conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the abortion thing, as a man on the sidelines of it, essentially, because it's not my conversation to have necessarily, or at least not necessarily. Well, anyway, I'm already digging the hole. Fuck. But standing on the sidelines of it, not being a woman, I'm watching it and I'm really blown away by all of a sudden it feels like our country just got steamrolled with all of these anti-abortion laws. It was like, where the hell did this come from? Like we were good. We were fine. Like everything was okay. Like what are we doing? All of a sudden it was like how many, I mean, it's just like everybody got together that didn't want abortion and was like, all right, guys, 2022, like the country is on its heels from all this other bullshit, so we're going to this is the time to strike. It feels coordinated. It feels very well thought out, because how did they come up with all this shit in all these different states? How'd they come up with it all around the same time? Mm-hmm. So I know because Roe v. Wade gets struck down, but it's like, it seems like all these states already had all this documentation, these laws like prepared, ready to go. It was like after 9/11, like the Patriot Act was like a 900-page document, and it was like already, they're like, here's the Patriot Act to stop the terrorists. Like, how the fuck did you write a 900-page? Like, you needed time to write that thing, man. Like, you had it ready to go. You were waiting for something like this to go down, and that's how this one felt. It's like, I think they're pre-writing all this legislation on what it's going to be, and then once the hammer drops in, they're like, here's the thing. That's how it feels, at least.
That would make sense to me. I have no doubt in my mind that there's a lot of backdoor dealings that are happening years and years and years and years in advance, where it's 10 years down the road, they're already working on it now. Mm-hmm. Of this is how it's going to go. This is how we're going to strategize. Yeah. Sometimes I feel that the citizens of the U.S. specifically are just pawns in this whole scheme, specifically when we're speaking politically, in this whole political scheme. It's just, you believe me, now you believe me, now you believe me, and go this way and go that way. And people are there's so much information that's almost an information overload, and then a misinformation overload where you can't trust the same sources that you used to go to, because they sometimes seem like they're in on it as well. And it's just, I sometimes feel, I talk to Mo about this sometimes, that I'm like, am I supposed to be here on Earth? Like, am I from Earth? Because I feel all of what's happening is so foreign. And how can there be so much evil? How can there be so many back and forth political agendas going on, and then these agendas that are pre-planned 10, 15 years in advance? And I just feel like I'm just a pawn sometimes.